I do want to get back over to Calaveras County, though, because we are coming to you live right now because evacuation orders and warnings are in effect for some communities out in Calaveras County. I want you to go ahead and take a look at this map right here. Evacuation warnings are in yellow. Evacuation orders, which means there is an immediate threat to life, are in red. This is the 2-7 fire. It started just before noon today. It started in Vallecito, and it's moving towards the town of Murphys, which you can take a live look at our camera right here. You can see the smoke. You can see the windy conditions just really blowing that smoke towards Murphys. Again, we're continuing to track this. We know that the fire right now is about 100 acres. There is 0% containment. The governor has sent crews all over the state to address these fires, a lot of them sparked by lightning. You probably saw some of that lightning yourself. We have been all over town covering several fires in our area, and we have seen power outages. We have seen down trees, down power lines, a very serious concern for so many people. But out in Calaveras County, I do want to repeat some important information here. There is an evacuation shelter at Bret Harte High School on Murphys Grade Road in Angels Camp. Again, evacuation shelter is at Bret Harte High School on Murphys Grade Road in Angel Camp. Now, to give you a better look at this fire, I do want to turn to our meteorologist, Brendan Minchef. He has been looking at the humidity, the heat, the wind conditions that are playing into just one of several fires burning in the state. Of course, we're talking about the 2-7 fire out here in Calaveras County because there are evacuation orders and warnings. Brendan, what do people need to know when it comes to the current temperature and the windy conditions that are ahead?
Yeah, it's hot. It's just breezy enough and it's dry. I was able to put the perimeter in here. I'm working on getting a live camera up. Maybe next time we come back to me, I can show you that live cam. But here's the perimeter of the 2-7 fire. I'll zoom in a little bit here. And there it is. It's just on the north side of Highway 4. And remember that this is growing fairly quickly. So this perimeter may already be somewhat outdated. I have about 450 acres on the fire.
Yep, that's the latest I have, Brendan. It's about 450 acres. Yep.
All right, great. So that's good information there. 450 acres. Again, you see the perimeter there just to the north of Highway 4. But it is running up towards Murphys, which is why we've got those evac warnings and orders in place for the town of Murphys. And then, of course, we'll look at relative humidity as well. Kind of zooming back out, giving you a little bit more of a regional look. It's just really 15 to 20%. It is just very, very dry in this area of the fire. Again, lightning sparked fire, presumably from late this morning or around lunchtime. On when those lightning strikes rolled through. There were a lot of them, so it's hard to necessarily say exactly which strike it was without kind of going back and looking at each individual strike on radar, but I'll show you radar over the last 12 hours. And we'll take a quick look at this first, kind of loop it quickly, and you'll see just how much activity there was in the valley this morning. It stayed very warm through the overnight. There was a push of moisture that came in, and just enough instability, enough moisture was present to get some, not just showers, but thunderstorms in the valley and in the lower foothills through the mother lode as well. So over the last 12 hours, you saw that band through the morning. We'll go ahead and slow it down now, and then what we've got now. So that's a look now, but here's what we had through the morning hours. Those storms coming up from the lower valley, and we had a lot of lightning strikes in Stanislaus, up through Sonora, up through Tuolumne, up through Calaveras County, and then after that had passed, then we started to see those storms fire up along the Sierra Crest, which was always going to be the concern for today, was those real high country storms kind of right along the crest. But of course, the morning ones have turned out so far to be the ones that have caused the most trouble in terms of new fire starts. But just got an alert. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is not in the area of the 2-7 fire. This is roughly Blue Canyon, Nyack. This is going to be right at the junction between Interstate 80 and State Highway 20. Let me make these lightning strikes a little bit smaller so that we can see what we're looking at better. There we go. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning. We are looking at over 60 mile per hour wind gusts and some decent hail out of this storm as well. Yeah, $half sized hail. That's about 1.25 inches. And this is going to run until, you see it there, Tuesday at 4 o'clock. So this storm, there is some rain with this storm. There's some hail with it as well. Of course, there is lightning. So something we will be watching very closely. We are always concerned about lightning strikes this time of year just because of how dry everything is across Northern California. We did see close to 1 inch of rain across parts of the Tahoe Basin at the end of August. So there has been some recent rainfall for the Sierra Crest, but that has not been the case for places lower in the valley, which is why we've been able to see these fires start in the lower elevations. Again, that number, at least 13 fires in Calaveras, lightning-sparked fires in Calaveras County today alone. So we will jump back over there right now and take a look at current winds in the area of the 2.7 fire, because this is obviously what we are most concerned about at this hour due to, of course, the proximity to Murphy's. And we're waiting on this graphic to load here. Here it comes. And I do have the perimeter of the fire there, so we can see where the fire is, and it's in that red outline. That is the latest perimeter right here. That's from Cal Fire. And it's approximately 450 acres, but it is moving off to the north towards Murphy's, which is why we do have those evacuation orders and evacuation warnings. And I'm also looking at the map right now, and there are a lot of folks in the area, especially on the east side of Murphy's along French Gulch Road, all the way out through Darby Lane. You are not only in an evacuation warning, but there's also reportedly no power from PG&E at the moment in that area. So it's a situation where there's imminent threat to life and property with the fire, of course, but then it's compounded by the fact that we are looking at power outages on the west side of Murphy's. Again, this is mostly along French Gulch Road, as I'm using 2 or 3 screens over here at the moment, keeping up with all the weather and fire information. But yeah, we definitely are concerned about this fire. Alex, do you want to run through maybe those evac warnings and orders again? Because it's hot and it's dry, and there's nothing really to prevent this fire to continue to move.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, those evacuation orders are from 6 Mile Road and Highway 4 near Vallecito to Main Street and Murphy's. As we keep talking about this fire really blowing towards Murphy's, there is an evacuation order, which is the red part of the map. That means there is immediate threat to life. The evacuation warning is in yellow, so you need to keep up to date with the information. I do want to talk about what we've been seeing around town, though, for a second, because this isn't just out in Calaveras County. I know earlier we were out in Carmichael. Take a look at this. Massive trees from all of this weather being knocked down. We've seen power lines knocked down. Some very serious windy conditions. We know that there have been several lightning strikes all across our area that have started multiple fires. We've had crews out in Rancho Marietta. We talked to Roxanne Elias, who's out there. We've also had crews in Carmichael covering just the damage that has been in the street with these trees that have been knocked down, as well as power lines. We know that several people all around town, SMUD reporting earlier today that 8,000 people were without power due to some of this severe weather. Of course, we are on a severe weather alert, as Brendan just mentioned. But this is really something that's happened all around town. We've had fires that have been popping up this morning after several lightning strikes that have happened. We know that Governor Gavin Newsom has sent crews all over the state. But I do want to talk about another scene that was in this morning, that was in Calaveras County, west of Copperopolis, excuse me. This has been named the 2.2 fire. It's near Highway 4 and Dutton Road. That's what you're taking a look at right now, the 2.2 fire. It is near Copperopolis and west of Copperopolis in Calaveras County, excuse me. So again, this is just one example of the several fires that we have seen that have been sparked throughout the state due to some of this crazy weather that has been going on. But I do want to get back to the 2.7 fire. If you're just now joining us, we are breaking in live right now. There are some evacuation warnings and orders that are in place. We want to make sure that you have the most up-to-date information. We know that this fire is over 400 acres right now, 0% containment. So again, we're breaking in live because the evacuation orders are for some parts of Calaveras County. This is one of the several fires that are burning, but this is the 2-7 fire that we are following very closely. It is burning northeast of 6 Mile Road above Vallecito bypass near Highway 4. And I just got new information. Both lanes of Highway 4 are now open. Again, both lanes of Highway 4 are now open. If you're just now joining us, this is the 2-7 fire. It started around noon. Evacuation warnings were put in place for the area of Vallecito Bypass Road. Evacuation orders and warnings also in place. We have talked to several businesses that are in downtown Murphy's, the downtown Murphy area. If you're familiar with Murphy's, you know that this is a very popular area. There are wineries, there are restaurants. We have even talked to a local restaurant that said that they are evacuating. We've gone down to the grocery stores down there. They say people are already getting water and supplies and they are leaving. This is something to take very serious. I know we keep showing the map and showing the evacuation orders, but this does mean that there is an immediate threat to life and you do need to leave and take heed warning. So again, we want to bring you the most up-to-date information so you can make the best decision for you and your family. If you are looking for shelter, there is an evacuation shelter. It is at Bret Harte High School on Murphy's Grade Road in Angels Camp. Again, an evacuation shelter is at Bret Harte High School on Murphy's Grade Road in Angels Camp. Also, evacuation orders have hit up to the Ironstone Amphitheater. Again, evacuation orders have hit up to the Ironstone Amphitheater. And something else that we just learned is that both lanes of traffic on Highway 4 are now open. And again, the weather has been very... Okay, we are learning that in Calaveras County, if you are without power, PG&E has just updated us that there are over 300 people without power. Again, down power lines are happening all across town. We know that this is very serious for a lot of people, but out in Calaveras County, 300 people now reported by PG&E that there are 300 people without power. As we continue to track this, speaking of those power outage customers and PG&E, I want to get things over to meteorologist Brendan Minchef. You have a look at that outage, right?
Yeah, so here's the latest map from PG&E, and this is straight from their website. I just overlaid Highway 4 on there and I have misspelled the town of Murphy's there. I apologize. We'll go ahead and fix that. But you can see where Murphy's is, and a lot of the outages are on the west side of town. A little peek behind the scenes of Graphics Building. There you go. Go ahead and update that. And there's over 300 folks without power in this area. I do also want to pull up the live cam here, and this is loading. Just 1 second as it comes in. Again, we're looking at the 2-7 fire in Calaveras County. This is over 400, or right about
Michelle, can you repeat that, please?
and 50 acres as my graphic starts to load in. There we go, and you can see the perimeter of the fire there on the map. So we'll get the pointer out here. There's the perimeter of the 2-7 fire. There's Murphy's, and this fire is pushing off to the north, moving towards Murphy's, which is why we've got those evacuation orders and warnings. So this camera that we're looking at here, the name of the camera is Full in Road 1. That is a little bit further up, not quite on Highway 4. It's up near Indian Creek on the northeast side of the fire. So it's looking into the smoke. It's hard to see. This is the smoke from the 2-7 fire. What you see back here are actually clouds, not necessarily smoke, but the smoke is lower. That's the haze that you see in front of the camera here. That's smoke from the 2-7 fire. Because of this camera, I'll zoom in to the map here a little bit. This camera's a little bit up this direction, just kind of near the bend of Highway 4. So the camera's a little bit up in here, and it's looking towards kind of down through Murphy's into the fire itself, into the smoke from the fire. So we're not looking at flames. The area that you see is not the area that's on fire, but we can see the smoke from it. There's not necessarily a closer Alert California wildfire camera here, closer to the fire that we can utilize. So this is about as good as it is going to get right right now in terms of our view of what's going on. But again, you can see the perimeter here of the fire. It is on the north. I'll step into the light a little bit here. It's on the northwest side of Highway 4, just to the north of Vallecito, and it's moving up towards Murphy's. So if you are in Murphy's, you are, as Alex has been talking about, under either an evacuation order or an evacuation warning. An order means you need to leave now. There's an imminent threat to life and property. If there is a warning, that means you need to think about leaving. You're not being told to leave, but you're being told that if you feel unsafe, now is a good time to go ahead and go. So hopefully you got those go bags. You're ready to go. If you're on the south side of Murphy's, that is an evacuation order. You are being told to leave. The fire is headed that direction. And then basically the rest of the area of Murphy's is under an evacuation order. So we'll go back to the map here. This is not the evacuation orders and warnings, but this is the outage map from PG&E at the moment. And there are, as Alex had said, over 300 customers without power in the area of Murphy's. So there you go. There's the Murphy's power outages at the moment. Highway 4, you can see 300 customers out, and this is something that likely will not necessarily be restored for a while due to, of course, the fire threat. So power outages on the west side of town, north of 4. We've got a lot of smoke. We've got those evac orders and warnings. And one other thing that I will go back to, and this is not in the area of the fire, but we are still tracking that severe thunderstorm warning, which is up along Interstate 80 close to Blue Canyon. And this warning is going to continue until we get towards about 4 o'clock. And you can see that warning there. So still a lot of lightning with this storm up near Blue Canyon and Highway 20. We also have some $half-dollar sized hail with this storm that's moving right now right across Interstate 80 and Highway 20. And this is what we were talking about yesterday. This is why we had that weather impact alert for the high country, because we're going to see those showers and thunderstorms popping up along the Sierra Crest. That's what we have at the moment. But I'll also show you the radar from earlier this morning when we had a lot of showers and storms in the valley. So this is a very quickly looping 12 hours, but we'll go ahead and slow it down a little bit. So you'll notice we had some bands of rain, but then we've also had these showers and storms popping up. So here we are. We're at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. You see some lightning rolling through, especially Highway 49 through the Motherlode. But then by 8, 9 o'clock this morning, we had some more storms rolling up through the Motherlode in the lower foothills as well. And then we had those storms fire up along the Sierra Crest. It's kind of hard sometimes for the models to pick up on this surge of moisture that comes through, but that's what we had this morning. We had not just showers, but thunderstorms in the lower elevations, and then we had those more significant thunderstorms in the high country. But of course, the concern right now, Alex, is on that 2-7 fire.
Yes, Brendan, thank you so much.